What's going on? What's going on? Hopefully everything's up and running here. Refresh. There it is. There it is. All right. Today we're just gonna, well, at least for right now, until later on tonight. But right now we're just gonna check out what I believe is some helpful information in regards to like streamer stuff. I guess that's kind of why I wanted to do this. I could learn some of this stuff on my own, but also I felt like maybe this could be put out to the public, even though it's already out in the public, but maybe some people don't know about it. You never know. So y'all can come and learn with me. So without further ado, we're gonna learn some stuff about streaming, content creation, and how to grow in general, and maybe some, funny stuff, bloopers and stuff that happen here. But anyway, let's check it out. This is Agent from AMP. He's a streamer, and let's get it.
First, I would like to say,
let me know if y'all can hear everything too.
Streaming,
I'll turn the volume up.
Everybody keep talking and stuff like that and interrupt. It's gonna make it very difficult to get through this. I think y'all will learn something. Let's lock in, bro. I know everybody's really excited because this is a great opportunity. I bet the views are looking good. You're meeting a lot of cool people, things of that nature. But there's gonna be a long time after this where you will hopefully still be streaming and hopefully still be succeeding. So you wanna learn some of these concepts. And I'm gonna keep it practical as possible because I want you guys to actually apply some of the stuff that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get started, who's been here that's been streaming for more than like 2 years? Right here. Okay, that's about half the class. Who's a newer streamer like the last year or so? Okay, nice. Okay, cool. So we got a little bit of everything. We're gonna structure
0 to 1
like,
million.
Quiet down. We're gonna structure like
Is it too quiet? Y'all let me know.
We're gonna start with the first bit from 0 to 250,000 followers. Then we're gonna go to the middle from 250 to 750,000 followers, and then beyond that. In the presentation, I'm gonna tell you like what your team should potentially look like, what you should be spending your time, potentially your money on, and certain concepts and things you should be practicing and understanding in those different stages if you want to make it to the next level. All right?
Nice.
If you have any questions, just ask, and we'll keep it pushing. All right,
Dude, he had a whole PowerPoint, boy. That boy came prepared.
I know it's presented like it's easy and it looks really fun, but it's harder than you think. So this graph, I thought it was very fascinating, and it does kind of illustrate just how challenging being seen as a content creator could be. This graph is the subscriber count for Kai Cenat's Kai's Mind channel. His first upload was in December. He was at 500 subscribers in December with dozens of uploads. I'm talking about Kai Cenat. Now, granted, he was uploading as almost like an experiment to see like, he was just saying things that was on his mind. It wasn't super high appeal content, but it's
how to get extra credit.
The biggest people on the internet can upload dozens of videos to an unknown channel with under 500 subscribers. It wasn't until he
I was there, I would ask him.
In March where it got a huge spike and it reached 500,000. So like, if you're struggling and you've been doing it for a while, sometimes it's not necessarily that you suck. It's just you haven't quite figured out certain concepts yet. So that's what I'm gonna try and click.
Should I turn it up a little bit more?
It's like super entertaining that I see.
Let me know.
But it's not enough to be entertaining. We all have the entertaining friend that hasn't quite hit yet. And then we all have the friend that's maybe not that entertaining that's been doing phenomenal. You just had to, like Mr. B is not the most entertaining person, but he knows how to put together a good video. So in the same way, we're gonna talk a lot about other platforms because one thing you'll realize as a streamer, you have to be on everything. If you're not on IG Reels, sometimes you gotta be on Facebook. You gotta be on literally everything because that's how you're gonna drive the people to your stream. All right, so
it's touchscreen.
Talking a little about that today. We're gonna start off in the 0 to 250,000 followers. If you have 0 to 250,000 followers on the platform you stream on, could you raise your hands? 0 to 250,000 followers. Under 250. On the main platform you stream on. Yeah. You don't stream.
Yeah, like if you got Instagram, you don't stream on higher followers than your streaming platform.
It don't matter, just the main one, Yeah, just the main one. All right, so you probably heard it before. I'm going to really kind of like drill it in, you have to apply short form. I'm not even joking. Like if you streamed significantly less and did more short form, you would see significantly more growth.
Oh.
In this current stage, and I'm gonna give you guys some certain case examples. And low-key, I wanna bust some myths too, because some people have some misconceptions. So Queso is a really good example of someone who grew playing 2K content on TikTok. He was a 2K TikTok content creator. It doesn't feel like it because a lot can change in 2 years,
Dang.
but he was, and his channel blew up. He had some really big.
Hey, you know, I gotta
transition
act like,
that
you know,
audience into streaming.
I'm actually there,
You might
bro.
think to yourself, okay, that was like 2
I have
years
to.
ago. How about something more recent?
I'm a
Joe
student.
Bart- Joe Bart did
Always
a lot of,
learning.
rants, commentary style content on TikTok. He was able to transition that content. He's one of the biggest streamers on Twitch right now, but it didn't happen overnight. He's someone that killed it on TikTok. One thing you notice about both of them, they're not just good on TikTok, they own it. These guys are demons at TikTok. So it's not
Yeah,
enough
for
to
real.
exist on the platform.
Shout out Queso. What up, Majin?
Dominate it is how you make that transition. And you might be thinking, okay, Joe Bart low-key blew up on TikTok 2 years ago. Maybe a more recent example. Here's an example of somebody I found a
So
few
they
weeks
post
ago.
shorts. Okay,
This is a
that's
guy that
the
makes racing
that's the
content
bread and butter
that's probably not gonna
after
appeal to most
streaming.
people. He started with 0 subscribers. 0. He actually started with 0 videos. All he did was post YouTube shorts. That's all he did. And they were really good. I'm talking, he was getting 2 million views a short, 2 million views a short, 1 million views a short. Really, like, to me, super interesting content. If you're anywhere in the niche, then this type of content that you would want to watch. His first YouTube video, I took the screenshot a couple weeks ago. It had 680,000 views in 2 weeks. It is over 1 million now. His
Dang.
first YouTube video, 1 million views.
Rare though to translate.
It-
Shorts and long form don't translate as good.
But it does on YouTube. So we'll talk a little bit about that. YouTube Shorts translates to YouTube videos really well now.
I disagree with that.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree with her.
I'm right. I just say I disagree. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I have built so many different pages. And I'm
Yep.
not saying it doesn't work for him. I'm just saying I feel like I disagree that it works for him.
We'll circle back to it at the end of the talk because I'm gonna explain a few other concepts. Okay. Okay. So when it comes to short form, this actually does apply just in general. You need some sort of hook. Okay. I'm gonna say something and it's gonna sound a little pseudo and
She
like
got
theoretical,
cooked.
but it's not.
I don't- she made a good point. I don't know.
Do you guys have like an idea of what your audience wants to watch? Okay. Now we're
Wow.
Being able to,
Wow.
like, put yourself in your audience shoes is the biggest
Crazy.
superpower a content creator have. The same way that being able to put
I mean, I hope y'all
yourself
like
in
my gaming
a
channel. I
customer's
mean,
shoes is the best power a business can have.
I hope
If
that
you
I
have
found
an
the right
idea of what
audience.
the community wants to see, you're gonna airball a lot of shots. It don't mean you can't airball some shots. You're not gonna hit everything.
Right.
But having a good hook is a good premise. So like, I'm gonna show some examples of hooks that I think are really good.
Dude, I need to
in
write this down,
different
to be
ways,
honest.
And then you can start to think about how you can apply that to your content.
I got
The reason why
hold on.
say
I got
that
this.
is because when it comes to short form, if you don't have a good hook, you're setting yourself up for failure. You only have a certain amount of time to capture somebody's interest. So what I would like to present is next time you're scrolling short form, next time you're even watching long form YouTube videos, I want you to think about what you're thinking about while you're watching it. What about it specifically is interesting? You will start to pick
Oh
up a
my
lot of
goodness,
strategies
that guy
from
was
the stuff
huge.
You like that you could apply into your own content.
What the?
Goodness gracious. Like,
Bro, what the heck? Where's your shirt? Did he rip it?
Dub, you can't sit in this front row. You gotta find somewhere else. Hey, quiet down, please.
Dang.
Professor of the Year Class of 2025. This is one of the most important classes on our campus. Please listen. We're not in elementary. You see people walking, we don't gotta talk to them waving up in Jordan.
I made it.
We don't gotta be waving at people coming in late.
They came in late. I made sure to
Pay attention, please. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dean Sinet. If you're really popular on a platform, like some of you guys, like Alyssa, you have a face that people have seen on TikTok a lot, you can use your face as the hook. You know what I'm saying? If you look at a lot of AMP videos, we just use our faces as the hook. So like if, for example, who here is like known for something that, Dub, what are you known for?
Having a son.
Okay, nice. Well, in that instance, you could use your face in certain contexts that apply to that, right? If somebody thinks you're really knowledgeable with money and you're doing a money topic, sometimes your face is gonna be the thing that hooks people. So, you know, it doesn't have to be like a big thumbnail with a fucking red circle, you know? And then like you just have to, well, we'll explain a little bit later, but it just had to be like an
Yeah, that
instant
Dean don't
hook.
play,
So I
bro.
got a couple examples here. I'm gonna show you the good example first. Hopefully it works. There we go.
Okay. This is crazy.
Yeah, let me turn this motherfucker up.
I've never seen a huge touchscreen like that.
Well, after making his apologies and claiming that he missed breakpoint, I thought we were done there. But the very next race, I found myself next to him again. This time I'm driving a McLaren, and in a tight
I'm trying to see where the hook was.
He's onto a curb before making a move around the outside of another. Unfortunately, I get a poor exit after he taps me on the rear, putting me into the snapping jaws of the
Dude,
cars behind. Suddenly, I
somebody
find myself
focus the
with
camera, bro.
different drivers and start weaving to avoid giving a tow
Okay, so that's an example of that's a very activating short. I can sit down and explain to you guys all the reasons why, the angles, the voiceover, where he threw it to, where he got it back. But then you could compare that, let's short that got like 1 million views, to this short, which is the same concept. Is somebody that crashed into him.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. You mother. Mother. I make it.
So it's the same concept. He did the same thing. They both had the same experience. Somebody hit him. He's playing a racing game, somebody hit him. One guy went through the effort, again, all these cinematic shots, making sure you had no chance for your attention to get lost. Another person just played a clip. There's levels to this. You gotta find editing skills. And so like, I will say, we're gonna get to it in a little bit, but a lot of the skills you hire for are actually things you should know. One, you're gonna know if someone's scamming you, if you know how it's done. But then two, on top of that, if they're not available and for some reason you need to get down and dirty, you should know how to edit a video. You should know how to edit a short.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
a lot of things
I
you
agree
hire
with him
for.
with about
That's why,
that.
I know how to make lotion and shit as the tone guys here.
Although you can't really know
I would
everything,
like to say, it's not
but
always success,
enough.
you
You can know
always have to
enough.
find stuff. So even the biggest streamers in the building, they miss sometimes. You can do some stuff that doesn't hit all the time, but you should always be applying the principles. So I started a gaming page. In my head, I know what does that mean. The gaming page is at what? 200, it's like at 30,000 subscribers right now. It's performing well, views per video, but I'm not farming subs enough. What should I do in that instance? Lean into shorts. So not only am I
Well, I don't know
posting
about
shorts
jack of all
consistently now,
trades.
but I also created a gaming Instagram so I could apply more shorts. And there's actually a pretty good conversion between Instagram Reels and content off platform. Instagram is actually maybe the most underrated thing in content right now. So let me give you a couple examples of hooks. This is an example of a hook where the caption is what makes you intrigued in the content.
I still don't get the whole hook thing.
I mean, I don't want to sign in, so. I think it's just the internet, to be honest with you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so first of all, that's prosthetics. It's not my real forehead.
Right, I know that,
So-
but that's still. Dang.
Okay, but the premise is that once you read the caption, the bouncer says no hats. You got no.
He
choice
reminds
but
me
to
of a
fucking
certain
stick
friend.
around to see why the caption says that. The caption make you want to stay to the end, and you obviously can see the hat, and just it's implied that I'm gonna review the hat. But by the time you finish it, you're like, damn, that was so crazy. Maybe I watch it again. Now you loop somebody. Now you get mad watch time. Feel me? So this is an example of an Instagram reel that we posted like last week that performed pretty well. Yeah, what's that?
So a lot of my videos have POV, like you're 27 in singles, so you're going on a solo date. Like I'm known for my monthly and solo date. Do you think POV is like important? If you think that's why the videos are hitting so much because POV is so relevant?
It is impossible to answer without knowing your audience. It is like super audience specific. So I would have to look at your specific audience and see why something may or may not hit. Because something that hit for you might not hit for the next person. Feel me? So this is a thumbnail hook where the actual
That's why he
thumbnail,
says
the
it's
content of the
important to
thumbnail
understand your
is
audience.
What makes you want to
Okay.
watch. So this is a clip that I deadass posted. I repost it like every 3 months. But it was the intro I did for a 48-hour stream where I came down, rappelled from the ceiling. But you don't have to know any of that. It says craziest Twitch intro. Why is it so crazy? Well, why is this guy rappelling from the roof? So it adds like some interesting appeal.
Oh, so the hook is actually a
Why is this
question.
better than any Twitch intro I've seen before? It might not even be the best, but it's a unique one. It's unique
Gotcha.
enough to where every time I post it, it does
Let me
well.
write that
I
down.
repost it like every
The
3
hook
months.
is a
But
question.
In my opinion, like now you're using a thumbnail, you're using a caption.
why-
you're
it
using
make- it
somebody's
makes the
face.
viewer
You can even
question,
use the, what do you call it? The
why are they doing
bottom
X,
bit,
Y,
just,
Z?
like, interesting.
And then you
So, like,
answer it
don't
in the
waste
video.
space.
Got
Everything
you.
they see is could be another reason they discard your content, right? Think about the way you consume content. You be scrolling. You're not paying attention to nobody. You scroll. It could be someone you fuck with. You might scroll past it. So it's not enough to know people. it's not even enough to make good content. You dead ass have to have the whole package. You know what I'm saying? Like once they watch the video, it has to be a good video, but you also have to package it to make it look like a real video if you want people to stick around.
So when you making
Interesting.
videos, you have to pay attention to the analytics and see how it's performing to see.
Bro, that guy.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get into that a little bit more.
Is
but
he
that does
asleep?
apply. Yes, you're correct. So this is like, to me, this is obvious, but there's a chance that you might not already be doing it. So let's say you're in fashion, right? Let's say you're in gaming. There's really no planet you shouldn't be on TikTok. You could type in gaming, you could click the 3 dots, you can click filter, you can go by like count, and you can go this week or this month. If you don't know what's popping in your genre, in your field on TikTok in the last 2 weeks, you genuinely don't care about your job. That's what it feels like, because if this was any other context, you would pay attention. If you were an athlete, you would kind of pay attention to the stuff you put in your body. If you're a streamer, you should pay attention to the content that's performing. This is part of the job. Yeah, can we quiet down, please?
I wonder what he
So
means by that.
If you haven't been
Is he
doing
talking
it,
about
make
like?
it a habit. In fact, what I like to do is I literally create a separate TikTok, a
Hold
separate
on.
YouTube.
Let me pause
where
this
the
real
only
quick.
thing I do on it is research.
Is he talking about like if I go on TikTok and I see Dragon Ball Z and I see the content on there that is apparently in at that time, that I should pursue that? Like for example, I know there's like a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle or whatever on a mobile device that a lot of people like or something like that. I don't know, because
So
the algorithm I question about that.
feeds me interesting
Let me go
information
back.
research.
Let me go back.
Is I literally create a separate. If you kind of pay attention to the stuff you put in your body. If you're a streamer, you would pay attention. If you were an athlete, you would kind of pay attention to the stuff you put in your body. If you're a streamer, you should pay attention to the content that's performing. This is part of the job.
I agree with
If you're a
that
streamer,
part.
You would pay. You genuinely don't care about filter. You can go by like count, and you can go this week or this
Because
month.
what I'm confused about is he talking about the like genre in itself, or is he saying specifically the like the game that you're thinking about playing, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
If you don't know what's popping in your genre, in your field on
oh, he did say genre. Duh. Okay.
TikTok in the last 2 weeks, you genuinely don't care.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, hold on. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. There has been moments where I've seen, for example, certain people on genre, especially on Twitch, play like in gaming. They play what is it? Battle Strike or something? Something Strike. And that pretty much is it's going viral. There's another game that it seems like a free roam type of like Wars of Warcraft type gameplay that's really popular. See, but those games I just don't care about. It's not like I don't care about the genre though. It's just like I don't care about those games. So that's the part where I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Because if this was any other context, you would pay attention. If you were an athlete, you would kind of pay attention to the stuff you put in your body.
Right.
If you're a streamer, you should pay attention to the content that's performing.
I get that.
This is part of the job. Yeah,
I just don't. My thing is compromise. I think that's what I'm getting at. Do we just compromise and go with what is popular and don't care about what we want to do anymore? And I guess that's kind of where that confusion lies. Is like, do I just pursue the thing that is popular and that's it, or do I pursue what I want to do and then pursue that whatever is popular in that genre? Or something, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's like maybe you just want to put your own spin on things. Maybe you want to, for lack of a better term, reinvent the wheel. Which I don't think there's any wrong with it. I don't know.
So if you haven't been doing it, make it a habit. In fact, what I like to do is I literally create a separate TikTok, a separate
Like
YouTube,
everyone will be
where the only
playing
thing I
the
do on
same
it is
games to
research.
connect with their audience.
So the algorithm specifically feeds me interesting, unique, creative stuff because that's the only thing I consume on it. So I don't watch my usual videos on
Okay,
there.
I got you.
I specifically use it just to see what's hitting, what's working.
Yeah.
Not just for stuff in your bubble. Genuinely, you'll have so many bangers if you start looking at other bubbles. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting though. Like there are French streamers with 40,000 live viewers that you've never heard of. There are Spanish viewers with 50,000 live viewers you've never heard of. It's not that they're not big, they're just not in your bubble. There's a lot of stuff happening. It's not happening in this bubble. You guys are in this Stream University bubble.
Right.
There's mad shit happening in the world. If you're not paying attention to all of it, you're missing out tremendously.
So, like, who are your favorite underrated streamers or creators that a lot of people don't know about, but that you're like, they're around, they have a lot of potential?
Alyssa, I think she's fire over there. Suburb's hilarious. Chibu didn't make it here. I wish he got picked, but Chibu's really funny to me.
Okay, so not me. Okay.
Not me. Okay. Did you want me to say you? Okay. You're pretty great too. Yeah. Yeah, I love your content. Yeah.
So, oh, you're great too. That seems kind of a.
All right. So I would like to say, there's
Backhanded.
a good. Okay. Certain things you can't learn without trying. It's facts, right? I mean, sure, somebody could tell it to you, but sometimes actually experiencing it hits harder. So, the YouTube Shorts to YouTube videos is undefeated. First of all, YouTube Shorts is just the best way to get subs on YouTube, okay? And you might be saying, like, this is a streaming university, why are you talking about YouTube and short form so much? It is impossible to
Exactly,
grow as a streamer, okay? I don't
Majin.
know if
That's
you
kind of
know,
like where I'm
you
at.
will
I'm
not
like,
grow as a streamer by streaming more hours. In fact, you
it's
will not
like,
grow as a streamer.
how much do I need to compromise in order to just, because then it just becomes about doing what other people do. Like you're just following what people think that, I mean, I guess you're just following the trend. You're not doing what you actually want to do. And it's not something that you want to do anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what is, yeah, anyway, I don't know. I just,
By making good content.
I feel like I'm almost ranting a little bit.
If you're making good content and people can see it on all the platforms. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter how funny your clip was today. If niggas not clipping it on Twitter and the TikTok's not sharing it, then, I mean, nobody saw it. Your audience saw it, but they're already watching you. You feel me?
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
get in the
Ooh,
habit
that's
of trying
good.
to share
That's
some of the
good.
stuff that's happening, not just on stream. The grind is not just more hours on stream. This is very prehistoric mindset, okay? The grind is having a moment and then finding ways to share it with everybody. So streaming, you essentially now are a content creator. You're not a streamer no more. It's a full-on content creator. What's that?
So how do you like do it as to like, you said that people are in their own bubbles. How do you like get out of those bubbles? Like for instance, Speed, right? He has a big fan base because he gets out of his bubble. So how do you make it so you're out?
How do you get out of your bubble? You just have to make an effort to consume different types of content that you may not particularly be interested in. It could be in a different language, it could be in a different font, but you just have to make a serious effort to, you won't leave it by accident. If you let your algorithm, it'll keep you in that bubble because that's the stuff you like. You just have to start consuming different things. That'll be on you, low-key, to just, teach your algorithm a little bit.
I got a question.
What's that?
Why you think Kai only posts shorts on YouTube but don't post them videos on Instagram Reels?
I think he's, I don't know. He's been talking about starting on Reels. Yeah, he's just been off for a while, focusing on other stuff. So, but just because somebody doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad strategy, it's kind of just what works for you. Being everywhere for the average streamer works. I will also say, sometimes things apply to the biggest streamers that's not gonna apply to you. Like it might only work for them because they're them. You get what I'm saying? So like, take it with a grain of salt when you see a really, really big streamer doing something. It might not always work. Like trying stuff though,
we'll keep
but it might not always work.
I had an
Instagram Reels is OP.
input to,
Are you posting? Who's
say,
posting
but
on Instagram Reels here?
I'll hold on to it.
Wise. Bro, if you are not, brother, how do I tell you, right? Let me tell you how remember TikTok 3 years ago? That is Instagram Reels today.
Okay.
And especially if you have an existing audience on Instagram, it's crazy.
Man, it's everything's so like saturated now. It's like, it's almost feel like it's like not a competition. It's not a competition.
You can, it depends on your niche. I would say probably
it's not a competition. I take it back. Never mind.
But there's some people that post 4 or 5 times. It just depends on your niche. Some niches a lot more acceptable to spam posts. Some niches you could deadass post the same video every week for like the rest of the year.
So you be reposting your own content again and again?
You can. Like if enough time passes and a clip hit, I already post it.
Yeah. That's my question. When I post on TikTok, they flag my content for unoriginal content. if it gets clipped, my clipper sent me the clip, and I have to appeal it sometimes.
Okay, I will say, so all the social platforms don't like clipping culture. It's true, okay? And there is probably going to get nerfed at some point, most likely. They consider it unoriginal because it is technically not an original piece of content. The original piece of content is happening on stream.
It's me though.
No, I understand that, but it's still not original. Like, you did it somewhere else. You're just repurposing it. So we don't know how long this meta exists for. But while it's here, you might as well take full advantage of it, you know? This is a crazy level of labor.
Yeah, I got you. You know what I mean? That makes sense. Dude, I wish I had this in class.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
To be honest,
I'm
bro.
already knowing, Gabe.
By the way,
I'm already knowing.
how many energy drinks has he had? Bro, that's not good for you, Agent. Bro,
We'll
you
talk
gotta
about
put
that
that away, man.
Okay, so this is like a good concept that I think everybody deserves to understand. A lot of people think the clip hit because it got views. All right, who here has had a clip that went viral and then nothing happened because of it? All right, this is common.
I mean, yeah.
Not like it didn't result in anything. Like, it was a moment, then it passed. You know what I'm saying?
Like it went viral, you ain't make no money from it?
Money, like it didn't transition to no views on the socials. I want you to pay attention to this and let me know what you notice.
Entire stream room into a big ball pit. It was a lot of fun. But I left the house for a couple hours and balls have been pouring out the entire time. And you might think to yourself, like, how bad could it possibly be, Agent? It can't be that fucking bad. 100,000 balls can't be that bad, right? King.
So who cleaned that?
He is scoring.
That's kind of crazy though.
Chris. Nah, at the time he wasn't camera. He was doing something else. But if you notice in that clip, your first thought is gonna be like, damn. Well, first of all, your first thought is Kai's gonna be mad. But then the second thought is gonna be, well, that's a pretty crazy thing to do on stream. You know what I'm saying? The clip is actually useful to you if it makes people think I should show up to the stream.
They make it sound so easy though, Noah.
If you collect enough of those, they will genuinely start to show up to more of those streams. Here's a second example.
I mean, I don't know.
The same thing.
It's like, I don't know. Sometimes it always feels like you're doing something wrong. You got to do something better and all that stuff.
So you're going to watch this clip and you're going to think to yourself, oh, he's doing a 48-hour stream. Maybe I should tune into it. So your clip should naturally make people want to come to the content. You know what I'm saying? In fact, usually before I do a marathon, I'll at least do some sort of simple TikTok saying like, yo, I'm surviving in the Amazon for 48 hours. So point is the clips can get views, that's cool. But the clips should get views and make people think, damn, I should show up to this. You know what I'm saying? So if your clip got views and it makes people think this guy's a asshole, then it didn't do you much good. In fact, it probably did you some harm. There's gonna be some mad people on Twitter and shit that just think you're a way that you're probably not. All right. Okay.
I feel like I've grown at least 6 clipping pages. I know how to do it crazy good. I can get reviews for all these captions.
Okay.
Why do you think, I feel like for me personally, and I heard a lot of people, why do you think when it comes to like Twitch,
Yo, let's hear a question.
why do you think when it comes to Twitch specifically, it's so hard to grow? Because I can get millions of views and understand the algorithm on all the platforms because I mastered that. But to actually get them over, I mastered the everything that you said, but it's hard to get them over because I feel like Twitch doesn't push you out.
I'm with her.
So the clips to me, from me personally, it doesn't translate versus like.
We could talk about that after because being able, that's a very D's topic, but some of these concepts will help. Being able to apply short form and then what we'll talk about a little bit later, these will help, okay? All right, when it comes to understanding content, this is gonna sound like the simplest thing you heard today.
I want him to answer her question though. Okay? I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of people have the balls to do this part right here. You hit the live button, all right? And that's actually a big first step. A lot of people think about it, they actually don't hit the live button. But then after that, a lot of people skip this part. They fill it out, but they don't actually look. They don't actually see what the chat was saying. They don't see what the numbers was doing. They don't actually analyze the content to see if it performed. But sometimes they do. And then they still don't do this part, which is make the actual adjustment. What this looks like is, do we have any gamers in here that do gaming content? Right? Let's say you playing Valorant. All right, boom, you did the content, you analyze the content. Your stream doesn't like Valorant, okay? Maybe it's falling off, just watch now, we don't know, okay? You actually
heck
aren't
happened to
making the
TV?
adjustment. I've seen it so many times where it's like people are sabotaging themselves because there's something they want to do and it's technically not in line with what their chat wants to see. You streaming. At the end of the day, when you stream, you either entertain or inform. So if you're an informative nigga, then you could, spew the knowledge, share, help people. But if you're an entertainer, you actually genuinely have to entertain. If you're doing something niggas don't want to see, you're not entertaining. You're actually just selfishly entertaining yourself. But which is okay if you don't care about growth. But if we're here to talk about growth and you want to grow, it has to look like this and genuinely making that adjustment.
So what would that adjustment look like?
Yeah.
Like not doing Valorant. Like trying something else. You have to explore. While things are going well, you have to explore so that if things don't go well with that anymore, you adjust. I used to be in the 2K community. I knew what it was like to rely specifically on one game. It sucked. If the game was ass, what happened? Views were down. Nobody cared. It didn't matter how much they liked me. They wasn't going to watch content for a game they didn't care about.
Right.
You know
Okay.
you
I
learn
see
that
that.
lesson the hard way, and then once you get the momentum
Switch the
back,
content up.
now you
Okay.
start AMP. Now you start doing different types of content. You have to learn from these
Jot
situations.
that one down.
Okay, so I kind of have that problem right now. Like I feel like I'm stuck in one game.
Okay.
So did you just like experiment and just do other games that were popular, or like what kind of things did you do? Did you do things that were like just trending?
Yeah, so if you want to do games that you think have the same audience as that one, and try and create some appeal into that game. So what game do you play? So you maybe like, Overwatch would be a shitty game to go to, but essentially, I appreciate it. So essentially you want to find a game that has a similar audience and try and create the most high appeal stuff you can lead with to make people think like, hey, this is not so bad. Explore, like what Jinxie did was a really good example. We'll talk about it in a second, where he did Rainbow Six nonstop, right? But now he can do whatever he wants. He didn't start that way. Like he experimented a little bit with certain games that had similar.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
and
saying.
then he was able to he's so varied, he could play any game. And it's simple.
He found
There's a
his
little bit of strategy to it, but a lot of what's gonna work for that is being able to
his game that attracted the most viewers. Viewers came. Once the viewers came, he played whatever he wanted. That's what it seems like.
I was on their page, like, he dropped this video, then he dropped this video, and then he went over there and did that. Feel me? But that informed me. So most of the time, the stuff you're doing, people done it before. Follow the blueprint.
That's true. I feel like everything's been done
Speaking
before.
about that, who here is not in a niche? You just do whatever, whenever. Okay? All right. So I will say, the people that are in a niche, you have a higher likelihood to grow faster. There's other variables that can matter, but being in a niche helps a lot because it makes your content
That's true.
definable. When people look at you, they want to think, what's Suburb Baby content about? If they can't put a word on what his content's about, they're gonna struggle to put that content straight up.
Yeah.
When you can identify what something is, it's easier to identify with it. Like, if I say Easy's a really nice person, I like watching streamers that give me a good vibe. Now I know that's the type of content that I like. You have to be identifiable. Being in a niche makes that a little easy. It's not necessary, but it genuinely helps. Let me give you some examples. Jinxie, we talked a little bit about him a second ago. He grew exclusively on Rainbow Six. He wouldn't touch another fucking game, right? Now he can play whatever game he wants. He could have went IRL, he could have did a whole lot of shit, he wasn't into that. Dashie is another good example. I don't know how many OGs here know Dashie.
Dashie.
He's one of my favorite content creators. Before he ever had a gaming channel, he had a voiceover skit channel. And he dominated. He had millions of subscribers. It wasn't until he dominated that field, he pivoted to something else. You'll see a lot of entertainment. 50 Cent dominate music, right? Then he's like, oh, what do I want to do next? I'm bored. Now he goes into film. He dominates film. What do you do next? Be transitioning out of the niche before you conquered it. You can, but there's going to be a trough where things look a little ugly. You know, money slow down, views slow down. You could do that. I've seen it happen. Ron
Conquer
is a good example,
the niche.
right? Where Ron had a dip, but then he was good enough to where he was able to bring it back. And now, like, I saw him at 110,000 people at 4 a.m. yesterday. So it doesn't mean you can't pivot out of niches. Sometimes niches scare people because you think, oh, I'm a creative soul. I don't want to do one thing. I don't want to be in a box.
Write that
Sometimes
down.
a box
Hold
is
on.
nice. And just so you know, even when you don't think you're in a box, you just happen to be in a big box. Everybody's in a box.
It's all about getting out of that box. You know what I'm saying?
Examples of two NBA 2K content creators that grew to the peaks in their games before they transitioned and did other stuff. Duke doing lifestyle stuff, and Speed obviously doing the IRL streaming. Okay, this is like pretty practical. The biggest streamers are doing it, and it's not a secret. The guy that's synonymous with YouTube is streaming on Twitch. The guy that's synonymous with Twitch is now streaming on YouTube. It's not an accident. Like they're watching what's happening and they're making adjustments. Streaming exclusively to a platform that's not paying you is just like, that's kind of like only playing on PlayStation, but you could afford an Xbox and a PC. Like you can, but you're gonna miss out on some stuff.
Right.
So you might as well stream on all of it. We're on YouTube and Twitch right now. You can do that too. A lot of people do that too. Yeah. It's just like the issue with TikTok is if you say nigga one time, you're out of there. Yeah. So that's, for me, it's like, yeah. Nah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Kai's niche. Early days, Kai did a lot of prank content, ding dong ditches and stuff like that. He was on campus. He was doing a lot of like dating type of style content. Then he was with us in A&P, and then he started doing like IRL content. So like everyone kind of starts a niche. Kai's a little bit of a hybrid though. I wouldn't say he was in a clear niche. Yes.
That's old school. We're talking about old school. That was like YouTube, Twitch back in the day.
No, he's good. He's not talking to you though.
Yeah, I switched to all dude content and I chill with the bros and have
All right. In this stage, if you have under 250,000 followers, it's gonna be tempting to stream more, to come up with stream ideas. I promise, you need more short form ideas. This is what your day should look like. You should genuinely be spending 60% of your day on short form. This is not an exaggeration.
Interesting.
It's not shock value. In fact, it might be a understatement. I would dedicate maybe 40% of your time to streaming, 60% of your time to shorts. If you don't have a shorts person, that's okay. Make him yourself.
Is that clips?
Yes, shorts, TikTok, IG Reels, all that, yes.
More shorts, less streams, okay?
Yeah, because shorts barely make any money anyway. All right, so this is, okay, I'm gonna do this for every stage just so you guys get a sense, because I know hiring is like a little bit of like nobody talks about it, but this is what my team looks like. So I have an operations guy.
All right, cool. I'm learning some stuff now, okay.
We got creative and camera, Marcus, but he's club director. Operations like get shit done. You know what I'm saying? So like, yo, we actually needed a stand built. He's getting a stand built. We need this for stream. We have this idea. Let's pull this off. He's the one that makes ideas. Like he gets the physical things to make the ideas happen, right? Tech. If you do, who does like a lot of IRL streams primarily? All right, there's a world where you might eventually need a tech person. Like if you start going to Amazon to survive and you know you have all these sets you want to create and you have all these segments, there's a world where it might be helpful to have a tech person, but not at this stage. A manager, this is the person, manager or agent, they want to get you deals. They help you with stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like from time to time, day-to-day things as well. Assistant, I know it sounds like assistant is like a luxury, but if you're making like over $1 million a year, I don't know how many people here, I don't want to pocket watch everybody, but you will hire an assistant and you will go, oh my God, I've saved myself so much time. What are you gonna do with that time? Put it back into the content. But so you're making way more than you paying an assistant because you freed up your time. So assistants, I know it seems like an extra, but genuinely is probably one of the more functional roles, but not yet. A channel manager / editor, they can help with shorts, but primarily these are people running your YouTube channel. You don't necessarily need that yet.
I would like a
this is actually
YouTube
the main thing I would suggest.
or
if you do have some
content
extra
creator,
bread,
manager,
and you're looking to grow
editor.
as a streamer, this is the main thing I would try to invest in, okay? And then accountants.
If you're out there,
once you get to a point, people sue you for everything. So
holla at me.
You might potentially need one, but not at this stage. So next
Let me know.
I
would like an editor.
In this stage, YouTube is the game. If you do not start doing YouTube, I promise, once you become a bigger content creator, you'll be like, I have no YouTube presence. I'm an idiot for not starting earlier. So this is the point where every time you do a stream, you're not just thinking clips, you're thinking, hold on, what's the video, what's the thumbnail and title gonna look like?
Right.
How am I gonna post it?
Yeah.
Me? And this is gonna be a big part of your distribution. One thing you'll learn once you get good at YouTube, YouTube's ceiling is significantly higher than every other platform by a long shot. Like I want to talk about it. If you want to be a huge content creator and you're not on YouTube, you're not that big. It's just that simple. Even if you look at Kai before he started co-streaming, his Kaizenat Live channel is pulling millions of views per video. All of the biggest streamers have huge YouTube presences. That's not an accident. So not only does it have the highest ceiling, you stand to make the most money from long form content.
Mm-hmm.
Your appeal is a lot more global. In Twitch, Kick,
Yeah.
even YouTube streaming culture, it's very bubbly.
I think you have to master. I feel like you have to master streaming before you do long form, though. That's what I'm.
It's like everybody watches it. Everybody. And when I meet people that
I don't
are
know.
like
That's
him, I wouldn't
the
expect
vibe I
them to watch
get.
my content. They actually don't watch the streams. They usually watch the YouTube. Okay. And the good thing about YouTube is,
Oh, he out.
I
knew you gonna be.
You wake up, the video got more views. So
Bro,
when you create
he
content that's
gone.
evergreen, you're not just winning while you're live, you're
Slizzard.
just winning 24/7.
That shit, Agent.
Yeah. So I want to give you an example. If you guys have a Ludwig class at some point, please block in. This is no troll, one of the best executors of YouTube content. I want you guys to really lock in. I mean, try and analyze the first minute of this video.
Let's see if I can win that.
That's how many people have bought Magic Chameleon. For reference, that is more than Mario Kart World did in the first few months it came out. Magic Chameleon only came out a few weeks ago. In fact, it's more than Street Fighter 6 has done in 3 years, and it's more people than subscribers I have, and that's a free button to press that I want you to press now. But it got me thinking. It's a lot of fun to play with your friends and pick a cringe spot if you want to win, or maybe just do a funny spot that usually doesn't end up working out. But what if you had actual professionals, aka artists? How would they do? To find out, I employed the help of my good friend Squeaks to be static hunters, and we would chase down.
Okay, so I will. If you look through YouTube, there's probably not a single video that any of you guys did that. He's just the best executor I know. And the crazy part is like, Ludwig is not like a Kai Cenat or Speed. Like, obviously no disrespect, but he's pulling numbers like them on YouTube. This is not an accident. That's a gaming video. He could have just started with the start of the game. Instead, he did this whole post commentary. He played music in the background. He was cutting, zooming to things. You're visually stimulated, but then the words he's saying is hooking you. What do you mean I'm playing with a professional artist?
Animate responds to her for me.
Not only did he get the good concept, the thumbnail, the title, the packaging is good. Once you click on it, he's hooking you. So you're like, damn, not only did he give me context in case I don't know what the game is, but now I'm hooked. I want to know what the best people do. He's visually showing the painting. It's like maximum stimulation, and then there's going to be the release where the game starts, but now you're hooked. You get what I'm saying? So when you want to look at mastering YouTube, mastering hooks and long form, I genuinely don't know if there's a better person than Ludwig to do that. And then here are some examples of good thumbnails. So, dumbest spots in Mecha Chameleon. Simple title, you know, a circle and an arrow. Couldn't be that hard. But when you put yourselves in the audience shoes, you're scrolling through, you're gonna be like, where? I don't see anything. Boom, that's it. Where? I don't see anything. Let me click the video. That looks like a crazy spot, right? This is the Ash Out video. Ash is one of my favorite YouTubers and now streamers. And this is one of his funniest videos. I took a racist to the most dangerous in America. And not only was the content phenomenal, it was like a double prank where like he was frying people. It was like a really, really good video. But on top of that, this guy looks petrified and he's surrounded by people that you can make context of or in the hood. It's just a good video. So you should be looking when you're watching streams, when you're watching YouTube videos, don't just click the thumbnail. What about the thumbnail made you want to click it? If you're not asking yourself that question, you actually are just zombie consuming content. You actually haven't learned nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, who here has a passion outside of streaming? Like, what's your passion? Read and music. Sometimes when you're listening to music, do you feel like, oh my God, I wish he would have done it like this? Or you think about, why did he do it in that note? Because you became you're a student of music. If you're watching film, now you want to analyze the lighting and why they frame it like that. And oh, who did the score and the music? If you're not thinking like that as a streamer, is it really a passion? I'm telling you, like you should be looking at it and be like, damn.
I mean, he's got a point.
She went crazy.
I hear what he's saying.
That's so appealing to me. You will learn so much by simply asking that question.
For your YouTube video, for your YouTube channel, you think it's a better play to have like highly edited videos, like on some like Ludwig stuff from your streams? Or like
if it's peak content and you could afford it, I would say yes. You don't have to do it for every video.
The one where you was outside in the
we didn't do that. No, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I use the Ludwig example. I could do better. Yeah.
So if you hired an editor,
then I would have them arrange it in a way. But it doesn't have to look that crazy. Sometimes it could just be a cliffhanger.
Oh,
right?
so I saw somebody
like
spreading the gospel right there.
Part that complements the title and the thumbnail, and then the video starts. It don't have to be crazy, well edited like that, but take those steps in that direction. It's gonna help a lot.
He wants me to tell you it's 11:40.
Okay, all right. All right, in this stage, you might want a manager. You're gonna start getting certain brand deals, certain opportunities. You get to that point, 250 to 750. Yo, can we quiet down, please? This is 250 to 750,000 followers. Yes. So
Okay.
you might want a channel editor. This is someone that's gonna manage your YouTube channel. So you can give them pointers, post this content today. My YouTube manager, my editor, no, he knows he posts this as soon as humanly possible on the YouTube. So not only do the stream get the content, you know what I'm saying? Might be a clip that comes from it, but then we're gonna post it on YouTube and it's most likely gonna perform well on there.
So how do I save for a new streamer like myself? Once I'm in the stream, how do I save the video?
Yeah, it's a VOD on your channel. So, and if you're using IRL Toolkit, they'll save it in the cloud over there too. And then when it comes to how you spend your time, okay, you're still spending a large portion of your time using shorts and streaming, but now you want to spend time making things happen, operations, coming up with segments, thinking of things that are higher appeal, more interesting, right? You want to spend 5% of your time on business, reaching out to brands, building relationships. This is the stuff that we're going to get into a little bit later. It's going to fund some of the stuff you do. And then also you want to be spending a good amount on long form. But if you have a channel manager, you won't have to spend too much in this area. If you don't have a channel manager, it might look a little bit thicker. Okay, and now we're getting to the 750 to 1 million range. Okay, all right, in this range, congratulations. You can finally stream more, okay? Which might always be a good thing. Sometimes you don't want to be a volume streamer doing 12 hours a day, it's a burnout. But in this, if you want to think to yourself, let me give you a couple examples. Like in this context, let's use Lacey for an example. Lacey has a channel manager, he has editors, he has managers, he has all that stuff. There's really no reason why he can't maximize his time streaming here and even after here. So like as a really big streamer, it makes sense to dive more of your time into streaming. That's gonna result in more clips, that's gonna result in more revenue, that's gonna result in a better connection with your community. But I wouldn't pre this before you did all the other stuff.
I think that's a
Building
bot.
the community exclusively on them streaming platforms is very, very challenging. So if the goal is growth, spending time off platform
I think it's a bot.
is the best way to do it. All right, couple fun facts. We talked about it earlier. Co-stream everything, please, for the love of God. If you guys want to reach out to a certain content creator, Instagram's actually the best way to do that. On your story, at them, it shows up in their notifications, and most of the content creators I know look through that. So even if, and you'll see it, they'll be in your views. So like if there's something you want to say to somebody, don't spam them, obviously. But like that's probably, if I knew like there's one way I want to reach somebody, I literally put up a story and then at somebody. You can literally privately do it too, so you're the only ones that see it. But if you want to specifically make sure someone specifically sees something, that's the best way to do it. Twitch stories are very underrated. I actually don't use them. Kai, the one that told me this last week. And he used them for every stream. You know what I'm saying? If there's a stream he wants to hype up, Twitch stories send a notification to your Twitch followers. So now they know when the stream is gonna happen. That's elite. Instagram communities, super underrated, especially if your community is already on Instagram. I know Twitter comms are leaving soon, so if you're looking for an alternative, I made an Instagram community. I personally couldn't be bothered with Reddit or Discord. And the more you study, the more you win. I promise. If you are not studying, you will win less. This is facts. You can be the most entertaining person in the room, but if you are not paying attention and studying the content that's performing on your channel and on others,
I'm not worried about it.
you will be limiting yourself. This is factual. In this section, you want to spend a large percentage of, can we quiet down, please? In this section, you want to spend a larger percentage of time on strategy. What direction are we headed? What's some fire shit I can do for the summer? What's the rollout going to be like? You know what I'm saying? You want to spend a large portion of your time streaming. The streaming is the top funnel. You go live, the clips eat on socials, you post it on the YouTube. The more you stream, the more content gets disseminated everywhere. You want to spend a good amount on the business side. Ideally, you don't have to do too much because you got managers and agents and things of that nature. And then 10% is now managing. You have a team. You actually have to manage people, and you can arrange your team however you want. It genuinely really depends on the type of content you do. My content is really variety. We do some IRL, some gaming. We do a little bit of everything. So this is the layout that I found was compact enough to where like it's not too much people, because then you got to travel with everybody and stuff like that. But it's like you're not bottlenecked. I don't have to think to myself, oh my God, I wish we had another day. You know what I'm saying? So
don't tell the dean,
is
please.
Super specific to the content that you do. There's no ideal formula. I would always recommend, if you know a bigger streamer, ask them. Before I made a hire, I called Ludwig. Yo, Ludwig, what you think about this? Yo, Kai, what you think about this? Phantom, what you think about this? Because everybody has a different formation. You want to see which formation might make sense for you.
Oh, okay.
So, as you can tell, you have
See, you know what? No, that's why I hit you up.
Do you have them specifically work?
I need opinions. I need better
It's a team
opinions.
thing. Everybody helps everybody.
Where you find these people? Wait, can you say that again?
Everybody helps everybody. Yeah. If someone only does one thing, they're a little useless.
Okay.
Yeah, like today, for example, my channel manager is doing some clips.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but like everybody helps everybody.
I also believe that like.
You talking to him?
No.
Okay. Okay.
But I would just say like I personally tell people that it's it's also good to know a little bit of certain other people's jobs just in case like
Mhm.
we have multiple.
100%. Yes. He's not even a cameraman. He used to run operations. So, but he could also run camera.
So where you find these people?
Referrals usually for me. I'll ask people.
How long do you think you go through trial and error finding somebody that's like good? Because like people could say they do things, but you know work ethic is kind of like consistency is like really important.
We could talk about that off stream because it's a little tough. Okay, let me give you an example. All right.
Oh,
As
snap.
you grow into
Oh,
your
we're getting into
influence,
the
take some
nitty-gritty.
risks. And now we're talking a little bit about money. So I need everyone to pay attention. I know money sounds like the thing you do to get Ferraris, but this is not true. Money is the thing that's gonna make your ideas come to life. Some of you guys have some really big ideas, some things you want to try, but you can't pull the trigger. Why? Because it's a huge risk. Certain risks are worth taking, others aren't. I'm gonna give you 2 examples. This is a risk that had paid off for me. So, first time I went to the Arctic, first of all, I bet my chat that I could survive in the Arctic. They said, no, you can't. I said, all right, bet. Yeah, I booked a trip, and I knew I was probably gonna lose money. Across flights, the north is super expensive, et cetera, et cetera. We'll get into the expenses, but it made some money though. On the YouTube, the video actually performed really well, so I was able to get almost $7,000. And then the actual
Dang.
Twitch stream of it got $17,000.
Oh, wow.
Which sounds good. A couple interesting factors though. 2 years ago, this number would have said 50,000. So ads are down. And it's not because I'm running less ads, it's just, that's the nature of Twitch. Twitch doesn't currently have a system where they could have higher CPMs and lower CPMs like YouTube. So overall, ads are just lower than they are. I know that going into it, that's part of the risk. So I'm making anything from like, what, $24,000 on this. All I had to do is not spend $24,000 and I at least don't lose money on the idea I'm really passionate about.
Man, it's still dope.
Yes. So here are the expenses. So between the hotels, flights, clothing, car rentals, and camping supplies, luckily, on that day I made money. Now, we're not accounting for obviously like staff expenses and stuff like that and how much time we dedicated we could have spent on anything else, opportunity costs. This is just what we spent. On this opportunity, for me, it's okay to lose money if it's going to get eyes in your direction. For me, the Arctic was a solo thing I tried that I genuinely believed in. I really wanted to challenge myself. And so if I lost money, I lost money. But let me try my best to maximize, okay? We're gonna talk a little bit about the best way to do that in a second. But this is an opportunity that worked out. Let me.
This is more in the IRL,
did not work out.
you know,
So this time
spectrum.
I'm
You know what I'm
co-streaming.
saying?
I make $2,000.
This is not
off
like
YouTube.
the.
I'm making $3,000 off the video. So this is the stream, this is the video, and I'm making $16,000 off the Twitch.
Dang.
It's not a bad shout, but this time we're not in the Arctic, we're in the Amazon. Things are a lot more expensive.
Oh yeah, Amazon is actually more dangerous.
And the
Well,
expenses
actually,
looked a little bit different.
maybe not. Ho.
So this is an example of a bet that financially didn't pay off, but content-wise went ballistics. These are worth doing. If you can afford to eat it, these are worth doing. And you might be asking yourself the question of, okay, how can we reduce the risk of doing some of these big events? Boom, ads, but not the ones you see on Twitch and YouTube, the sponsors that people pay for. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Who here reached out to brands before coming to Stream University?
More very.
8 people.
What's going on,
I was
Uthman?
talking to Malik.
Or more
She
various
showed me, she messaged 50 brands. Half of them responded. I'm talking like Target responded. You know what I'm saying? You're at Stream University.
Oh, you
This is
bumped
the
into
talk of
somebody?
town.
Or recently, you told?
You not reaching
Uthman?
out to Samsung and DJI and Fortnite to see if potentially they might be interested in supporting something you want to do. So I literally reached out to all the brands that I know, and Fortnite came back and said they want to do something to help some students. So we will actually be finding 2 streamers that have not had a brand deal before to do their first brand deal with me a little bit later today.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Okay? But like, I could have said nothing. I could have not asked.
Nice.
You know, thinking,
Awesome,
okay,
youth,
AJ,
man.
well, you know some
Glad you're
brands,
feeling
you
better,
got
bro.
You've done 10 epic deals before, so that's a little bit of a cheat code. This is true, but let me give you some examples on how to get.
But this is like,
And then I'm
she's
gonna
talking about people who have already made it,
execute the
in a
Fortnite one,
sense.
and we're gonna pick some students to do it before we end class here today, okay? So back when I was a wee little lad and I haven't blown up on YouTube, there was a website called FameBit. It's like you had to apply for ads. I think the Stream Elements has it now. FameBit got bought by YouTube. Now it's called YouTube Brand Connect. If you guys are on YouTube, you've probably heard of it through there. Brand Connect. So it's YouTube's platform where you can apply for ads. Essentially, if I wanted money, I would see a scale on the website. I'd say, I want to advertise this scale. This is how I'm going to do it. I send them a little paragraph or 2. This is pre-AI, so you have to know how to write. And then you send submit, and you get a brand deal. I just reached out. At the time I was broke, I was looking for anything. $250 to sell a scale to 10,000 people, I'll do that, gang, all right? I need some bread, I was broke on campus at the time. That's just reaching out. The second thing, have you tried asking them? No, seriously.
Yeah, I'm watching one of his classes. I'm gonna watch Ludwig's some other time, but I heard that he had some pretty interesting things to say, so I wanted to check it out.
If you are not asking, you are selling yourself short. Third is management. You'll get a lot of inbound deals, right? For me, there's a lot of deals that come in.
I would like a manager at some point, for
reach out to
sure.
Your management and say, do you have any gamers in your roster that are interested in doing this brand deal?
He's throwing some fire stuff.
You know,
I wrote down a couple stuff
you will get some brand deals
already.
Develop relationships. I had a brand deal a month ago where all I had to do was show them that I actually use a product. I pulled the laptop out. I was like, I use this. It got me a second brand deal. Building relationships. Once you do a brand deal, chopping it up with the people that's there. You know, saying hi, telling them some of your ideas, getting to know them a little bit. This is how you spin back. You don't want to be one and done type of guy, okay? And then obviously proof of concept. Streamer University, it had like some, you know.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, man.
Last year, but did you see that page?
I'm really hoping so,
all
bro.
the brands this year. He proved it worked. So even though it's Kai Cenat, one of the biggest streamers, and this is one of his biggest ideas.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking notes. And
Kai had to prove his idea worked before our brands were willing to jump in and help. And now that they know it works,
yeah,
they
just
love
trying
the
to
concept
see
of it.
what I could learn here.
Exactly. So this also means like if you have a big idea, sometimes you got to bite the bullet and go to the Amazon and you lose $20,000 because next time you might be able to make some money on it.
You gotta lose money to make money. I hear what you're saying.
Okay, so I will say, and I'm gonna use
Take
a
risks.
example to kind of walk
High
you
risk,
guys
high
through
reward.
what you should and shouldn't do. I'm even gonna show you the brief if you guys haven't seen it before on like what they'll usually send you. And what
We're
the
walking
presentation
like
looks
Luffy.
The first question you do when you get a brand deal, please
You know,
ask
you
me,
know.
please. What would be a successful integration for you? If you do not know what they want, you will struggle to do a successful one. This is just facts. So the first question I asked Fortnite, yo, what looks good to y'all? Well, like, what would you like to see happen?
I know,
And they're trying
bro.
to
It's
promote
crazy,
Sprite.
man.
So, I mean, they're all around campus and stuff like that. So, okay, boom. They want to focus on sprites. What about the sprites? Oh, the fact that you could trade them, the fact that you could own them, they're permanent now. It's a new season. Each one has different things. Some of them are really rare, hard to get. Okay, cool. I'm learning all this. I'm learning all farming information. Because when the brands trust you, they're going to let you cook on your stream. They're going to pay you to just creatively integrate it into the content that you're making already. Correct. And the ad I do with the 2 students later will be the actual ad for them.
Interesting.
But like, if they don't trust you because you've never done it before, sometimes it's harder to get that. Has anybody worked with a brand that was a little bit like, you know, they wouldn't let you do what you wanted to do. They wanted to do it their way. It sucks sometimes. It happens. It happens to me. It happens to everybody. It's not a good experience. But when you can find brands that trust you to just cook up. You feel me? And don't sell, bro. Because when you sell, they're going to look at me next time like I'm a sell. Because they're going to be like, oh, streamers, they don't do brand deals well. So when you do a good brand deal, you put on for everybody else. You make them way more likely to spread the wealth upon anybody else.
Kai is earning
so you
more
want to ask
than
that first
that.
question. Then you want to ask
Yeah, Kai is probably
what are the talking points?
one of
This
the
is
top
important because
people. He's
sometimes
like in
it's
another
gonna be hard to
class.
fit the talking points into
Low
the thing
key.
you're doing. And if that is the case,
I mean, they're all
you
making
say,
like millions.
So I'm gonna show you
Don't
an
get me
example
wrong.
of the deliverables and the brief, and I'm gonna walk
But
you through, like,
Kai
this is
for
what
sure.
the
I mean,
brands will
to do
send you when you get a
Streamer
brand deal.
University,
What I like to do is I put it on
I'm
a
pretty
slide
sure that
number.
there was a
You know what
lot
I'm
that
saying?
went
You'll have
into
the
that,
talking points,
but I'm
you'll have
pretty
all
sure
the
he's
facts.
gonna
The
get
first thing they're
compensated
gonna
pretty
do
good
is
for it too.
explain the thing that they're promoting. If it's a game like Epic,
Dude,
it's
I
like,
would.
a new season.
You think I can do it?
New fun stuff. This the fun stuff. Look, they got sprites. What
What do y'all think? Y'all think I should try to reach out to some people? I don't think I'm big enough for that.
Give away a couple brand deals. Okay, that's awesome. Where can you get them? They're gonna tell you where you get them.
I don't think I'm big enough for
cannot
that.
explain this enough, guys.
I think I have to get bigger a little
If you
bit.
do not understand the thing you're trying to sell, you will do such a bad job. I've met so many streamers that don't look through the brief. They get on there, they're doing a brand deal, they don't know what they're talking about. And it could be kind of like funny in a comedic way, but you're not getting that brand deal again. They're not gonna spin back and want to do something with you again. So it's worth your time to understand what exactly it is. In fact, I mean, come on, gang, it's money, bro. Download the game and play it. Download the game, play it, try it. If it's some IRL thing, get the product, try the product before you say yes to some of these things. It's worth actually testing it. And so, obviously, last night, I'm looking through this, making sure I understand
Oh, for
how
real?
everything works. And then, obviously, I'm gonna have to.
But does their system work differently than YouTube?
But you want to understand how they work.
I mean, we'll
where you
see.
get them.
I always thought you had to get monetized in order to get brand deals and stuff like that. Personally, I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that. I'll have to check the requirements again.
A lot of this stuff is pretty simple, but if you do not do them, they will text you during the ad really upset, okay? Because for some of these things, you can get sued. So the title has to include Fortnite sprites. Okay, this is what we're doing, include Fortnite sprites in the title, okay? And the disclosure, FTC disclosure, you have to tell people, yo, this is a sponsored segment, okay? This is a sponsored segment. And this is, by the way, guys, a sponsored segment, okay?
Okay.
And you want to do that on stream too. Now, I'll be honest, you probably can't get away with it if you're a small streamer, but the bigger you get, you genuinely, they will be on your butt if you do not do that part.
Don't you
and
have
honestly,
some?
just for your stream too, is know when they're being sold.
No, not at the moment.
So for this one, it's actually pretty
No.
compact. Sometimes they'll have panels.
I wish youth
Sometimes
men,
they'll have a
but
pinned
not
comment.
not right now.
Sometimes they'll have different deliverables. It's all part of the package that you're
So
selling.
far, I'm the biggest
An actual brand deal.
out of my
Okay?
my
And so
homie
this
group.
is the part that I would usually have up. These are the key talking points. I know it
But
looks like
I'm
a lot,
still
but it really
pushing.
isn't. They're just
We're gonna
explaining
keep
what
it pushing, you know.
sprites do, the specific sprites with different rarities, what they're called, and what different things is. So like the Mythic Sprite deploys a shield bubble every time you're using a healing item. So you want to memorize everything in the bullet points, okay? But if you forget them, you know what I'm saying, in between games, stuff like that, take a look, remind yourself. You should understand how they work, but sometimes
Yeah,
they
I don't
just
think
have mad
they're-
talking
I
points,
don't
so it's not
know.
always the easiest to follow along with, but don't forget this part, bro. It's way harder to build. It's way easier to maintain a relationship and do mad brand deals with the same brand than to find new brands every time. And there's not a ton of brands. There's only a certain amount spending a good amount on streams, so you want to pay attention to those and focus on those. In fact, to the point where if I see a brand I like, do a
I
brand
agree,
deal with
youth
somebody
men.
else,
I agree.
I'll say,
Which
you
is
know,
what
I
I'm
like this
trying to
idea.
do.
Are you interested in partnering in this idea? You know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, they're spending money. If they're spending money in content, they have a department for it. If they
But
have
you
a
can
department
tell
for it,
Agent's
they
really
have a budget
passionate
for
about
it.
this.
And if they have a budget for it, why can't it be you, bro?
He knows what he's talking about.
All right. And then on the bottom, there's usually the do's and don'ts. So certain brands are gonna have certain do's and don'ts. Maybe don't call it a skin if they prefer it called a costume. Maybe don't call it a character if they prefer it's called a hero. Maybe don't swear, you know? Maybe don't do anything that's, you know, not ideal for kids if you're playing a video game that's like 12 plus or something like that. So this is like really obvious stuff, but we've probably all been guilty of it at least once, accidentally breaking them.
It's pretty much aligned with what we talked about.
Can be actually,
Yeah.
depending on what it is.
You know,
So if you're doing
I
a
remember
fancy
that,
ad
youth
and
man. I
you
was just thinking
accidentally
about
show
that.
ad product, you're pretty much
That's
fried.
why I was thinking. I was like,
So,
maybe I should get a
you wanna pay
manager
attention
that
to
would
some of
help
the
me
stuff.
with
They'll
some of
tell
these
you all
things
that
and
in the
stuff.
do's and don'ts. So it's not that scary. I know it's kind of like a lot of text. I wouldn't do this to you in a presentation, but they'll send you this just so you know everything to do. So a background on what it is that you're about to be doing for the sponsorship, the talking points, and then a little bit more about the actual product itself, in this case, which is the sprites. So not that scary, right? Has anybody here not done a brand deal?
I've never done a brand deal.
Interesting. Okay, good. I'm gonna talk to you guys before we end class. Okay, so
Dang.
anybody here not have management or an agency? Okay, so you guys want to focus up on this part. Yo, can we quiet down real quick? We're almost done. All right, when you guys, so we talked a little bit about short form, long form, and streaming, right? Now you're reaching out to a brand. You're not just a streamer. You're not just doing a 1-2 hour segment. Now you have a presence on Instagram because you've been posting reels, so you can include the IG story as part of the package. That's good bread. Now you can include the TikTok and the reel as part of the package. That's actually the best bread currently. Yo, listen to me, but please trust me. I talk to a lot of brands. Currently in 2026, in this current month and day and hour, brands are more excited to spend money on shorts than actual streams. This is true. I've talked to brands that said, I want to do the stream, and they said, do you want to do a short? I'm telling you the truth. All of them, their brains don't completely understand content all the time. They see the views on Twitter and TikTok, and they think those are like the same impressions as your concurrent viewers on Twitch.
Oh, really?
It's sexier to the suits to see this really big number of impressions, which you can get on shorts. This is just factually true. So
Have they reached back out to you and like told you how it was and what they learned?
Streaming, that's not how they see it. So we know how they see it, and if this can help fund your big ideas, applying all these concepts, focusing on shorts and long form, how do I tell you? I will make more on a TikTok IG Reel ad than I will on a Twitch ad. And I barely spend time on IG. Like I'm forcing myself to spend more time on that platform. I'm posting 2 reels today. So please do not underestimate how much money can be made because the native ads on TikTok.
2
suck.
reels a
You might
day
think
is
there's no money
crazy.
there. The biggest ad I've ever done in my
That's
life
pretty much 2
is
shorts.
TikTok.
I mean, I know you can just repost, but
Hey, Lacey.
Lacey.
This class is not like this is not designed for you. That's fucked up. Okay, last thing I want to say is before we pick the students, you always want to ask for feedback. This makes you look good. Feel me? Not only does it make you look good, it's gonna help you improve. What could I have done better?
Just roll with
they
it.
didn't like the part where it was lagging.
I don't think he
maybe
liked
the
that
connection,
anime.
But they love the part where you talked about this. If you're not you even asking is something that only 5% of people do. Immediately they're gonna say, oh, this is a serious guy. And when they take you serious, they're gonna spend serious money on you. This is facts, okay? Please make sure to ask for feedback. It's probably one of the most easiest things you could do that's gonna make them want to spin back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with
All right,
that.
that was a lot.
Usman.
I know that was a lot to throw at you guys.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that's a lot of good information, though.
Okay, before we head out of here, because we are, appreciate it. Before we get out of here, because we're running a little bit late, can everybody who has never done a brand deal before, please put their hands up? Okay, interesting. All right, I'm gonna have you guys meet me in the front of the class, and then we'll probably just, oh my God, I forgot we're giving away a Sprite.
What is that?
Huh? Okay. All right.
This-
So we actually don't know. How should I get this way? Hold on. I can't just get handled like that. I can't just handle like that.
What is that?
Maybe I should ask.
But do it like a number thing.
I don't have a quiz prepared because I didn't think we was gonna have time for that.
Choose a number between like
Look,
1 and
everybody doesn't have a
30.
brand deal, meet me in the front. I'm gonna answer some questions, stuff like that. Everybody else, you are excused to go. Running a little bit late, so you guys are good. Okay. All right. I let my chat
saw the
decide,
video
and it was like a almost
in Senna.
unanimous.
Between who? Me and who?
Hit bully. Congrats.
Fish out more on what you can learn.
Yeah, please don't let people
Put
steal
in-
it though.
yeah.
People are stealing these.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with men.
Chat loves you.
Wait. Hold up. I didn't see that.
Though, people are stealing these. Almost unanimous. Time for that.
I don't know how he chose that.
Look, I'll have everybody that doesn't have a brand deal meet me in the front. I'm gonna answer some questions, stuff like that. Everybody else, you are excused to go. Running a little bit late, so you guys are good. Okay. All right. I let my chat decide, and it was like a almost unanimous.
Oh, he let his chat decide. Okay.
Me and who?
Pit Bully. Congratulations. Yeah, please don't let people steal it though. People are stealing these.
Thank you.
Chat loves you.
Pit bully.
Yeah, she was locked. That's a good pick. I can't lie. Okay. These are the group you've never done a brand deal before. Okay, interesting. All right. Okay, first thing I would like to say, amongst the people who've never done a brand deal before, we got gamers in here, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm a gamer. I play
Do people, y'all play Fortnite?
Yeah, I love Fortnite. I love Fortnite. I be killing, stealing, and shooting.
Okay, eliminating.
Yeah.
That would have been on the do's and don'ts.
I love Fortnite. I'm a go all the time. Every day, that's how I
What? You were top 100 in Fortnite? You've never done a brand deal? Interesting.
Who is that?
Okay, so
Top 100.
75% of people are currently saying Edward. So Edward, congratulations. There's gonna be two. Okay. There's gonna be two, chat. We need.
You need a pick, bro.
So I don't mind having a
Runic.
good gamer with me though.
I'm a good gamer, bro.
Lacey?
I'm a good gamer.
Wait, Lacey's had a.
Beat him in this shit. 1v1. Hey,
Everybody's showing Andrew Runic.
Hey, real talk. Hey, see, he don't deserve this shit, bro. Get your
Chat's gonna say the names they know, but I feel like it's gonna be fire to give the opportunity to somebody they know. I don't know if I properly introduced myself. I'm Agent, by the way.
Good day.
Good day, nice to meet you.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Listen, I make Marvel Rivals content, like, and I swear, like, I'm so I could make.
Okay, you know what?
There are two guys.
You, because I had a conversation with you and she was talking about wanting to do different types of content. So this is gonna be.
Yeah, do you know who they are, anime?
I know, but I know.
Fortnite is different, bro.
Dude, people are like begging to get this brand deal.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, well, I'm sorry, we cannot make you vote, but if you're in my next class, we have an even crazier giveaway.
Alright,
Yes.
You gonna pick me?
If you're in it, yeah, maybe potentially. We'll see.
Interesting.
All right, we're about to get started.
I think this was last year's. Ah! Interesting, guys. Interesting. Sorry, wrong button. Well, there's a lot I learned. There's a lot to that. I think that's a baby and the Asian guy. Hold on, what? Who is Sub Baby? Was it? I think that girl won. Anyway, there's a lot. There's a lot to learn. Pretty much the consensus I learned on this is the crazy guy that ran from. Oh yeah. Right. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Pretty much the consensus, what I learned is the hook is pretty much us, or me in a sense, asking the viewer a question without asking him a question. It's like a what's happening? Why did this person do XYZ? Pretty much give them that curiosity. That's the hook. That's how you start the video. And then also don't only stick to one specific content if it's not working. If you're not getting as much traction, flip the content. Pretty much do something else, because there's always something out there that probably will work for you. So that's another thing. And I think, the biggest thing is 60% more shorts and 40% streaming. So less streaming, more shorts. That's something I have to remember. But those are some takeaways that I have come to terms with based off what I learned in this. So it's very informative. I like this. Good stuff, y'all. Good takeaways. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for now. I'll be back on later on, y'all, tonight around 8. So don't you worry. Just want to do a little something just to kind of see what Agent and some of these lecture teachers have to say. I will do another one of these later on with Ludwig, probably maybe tomorrow. And so we'll see what he has to say. I heard that he has some fire stuff that he has to say as well. So stay tuned for that. With that said, I will see y'all later on tonight, hopefully, and see y'all on the flip flop.